Oh my god! The video starts with a giant eel raising its head in a bucket of oranges, its mouth wide open as if saying, "Hey, what are you filming me for? Look at that long, black, mottled body wriggling in the murky water, like a divine serpent reincarnated and caught red-handed. This one is huge, taking up all the space in the bucket. Sometimes it proudly stretches its neck and raises its head. Other times it curls up like, 'I'm sleeping, don't disturb me.' Suddenly, the worker pulls it out, squeezing the eel's body tightly with both hands like he's strangling a drunk friend. The eel struggles wildly, splashing water everywhere. It's both scary and funny to watch. It's unbelievable. Guys, they can handle an eel this big like a wire and throw it onto a wooden cutting board. Looking at the bustling fish market, with the guys butchering, beheading, and preparing to recreate them into delicious dishes. It's truly ironic. The eel today certainly never imagined it would become a delicacy instead of swimming freely in the sea. Haha, the eel was thrown into the red bucket by the guys, curled up like it was saying, "I give up, do whatever you want." Looking at its long, mottled body wriggling in the water, it was both pitiful and funny. Then suddenly, a hand wearing a green glove grabbed it by the neck and pulled it out. Oh my god, the eel was incredibly long. Holding it upright felt like holding a mythical serpent. The skin was shiny, covered in black spots, looking exactly like a monster from the bottom of the sea. But wait, the scene cuts straight to the bottom of the sea. A wild eel was swimming among the coral, its eyes glaring, exuding a cool aura. It turns out it used to be a king from the deep sea. Now it's been caught and brought back as a delicacy. What a downfall. Then they pulled out the red bucket again, dumping a mess of fresh fish and eels onto the floor. The market owner grabbed the biggest one, slinging it over a wet towel. "Hey, this one's really heavy today. Customers ordered it all." Just looking at his enthusiastic face, you can tell the eel is about to go for a restoration. Oh my god, the butcher has officially declared war on the giant eel. He gripped its body tightly with one hand, like he was strangling a friend who hadn't paid back a loan. And with the other, he swung his knife. Smack! The eel's head flew off, blood everywhere. Seeing the eel still writhing on the cutting board was heartbreaking. Its long body still squirmed as if saying, "What are you doing to me?" The butcher flipped it over and over, chopping a few more times like he was chopping wood, his hands moving incredibly fast. Haha, now the eel is in two, a head in one pile, a body in another, lying scattered on the blood-red cutting board. The workers around him calmly continued their work. The market was bustling with customers, and life at the fish market went on. And the eel, from the king of the sea, became a material for restoration in less than a minute. So quick, so professional. The butcher flipped the eel like a rolling pin, his hands never stopping. "You're so long, I'll have to cut you into several pieces to make it suitable for sale," he said, swinging his knife and chopping away. Blood splattered all over the cutting board, a gruesome yet captivating sight. Then he grabbed a huge section of the eel's body and tried to stuff it into a green mesh basket. Oh my god, the eel was too big. The basket couldn't hold it. It overflowed like an overstuffed spring roll. He chuckled, pulled it out, and put it back on the cutting board, continuing to chop. The remaining body was incredibly long. He lifted the whole massive section, and with his other hand, swung his knife and chopped it cleanly. Pop! Another piece detached from the carcass, looking at the pile of eel meat scattered on the cutting board. Each piece was as big as a factory-farmed chicken thigh. Truly a rich man's delicacy. So professional. He worked as fast as a blender. Oh my god. The scene cuts abruptly from that bloody, messy chopping board, plunges straight to the bottom of the deep sea. Look at the two divers swimming among the vibrant green coral. Bubbles everywhere. Then, zoom in on a school of colorful fish. A huge pufferfish puffing up its cheeks and glaring menacingly. So this is the home of that giant eel from earlier. Look, In the dark crevices of the rocks, a black spotted eel, exactly like the one that was just chopped up, is lurking, its eyes glaring as if to say, "Don't you dare trespass on my territory." From freely swimming among the beautiful coral reefs, now it's curled up on a bright red chopping board. The life of an eel is truly a tragicomic tale. The diver, wearing his wetsuit, swam back and forth, and suddenly caught a huge eel. He grabbed it by the neck. The eel thrashed wildly, its long, winding body wrapped around his arm like a high-voltage power line. Oh my God, look at his face, beaming with joy. Like, "I'm going home with a great meal today." The eel opened its mouth and wriggled, trying to bite, but the diver was too skilled. He just lifted it up like a big baby. The scene cuts to another wild eel swimming among the coral, its head resting against a pufferfish, the two seemingly chatting at the bottom of the sea. From frolicking freely in the deep, now it's being grabbed by the neck by a fisherman. The life of an eel is truly a series of tragicomic events with no escape. Oh my God, look at this. This pro diver is cuddling a giant eel at the bottom of the sea. The eel is huge, long, its mouth wide open, wriggling and struggling as if saying, "Let me go. I'm not a toy." He's gripping its body tightly with one hand and its head with the other. The eel coiled around him, swaying like a lion dance underwater. Looking at the eel's enormous mouth is both scary and funny. Like, "Don't mess with me. I'll really bite." The diver remains unfazed, swimming around showing off his assets, as if he's caught a dolphin. His teammates are swimming alongside him, probably cheering in their heads. "We're going to have grilled eel hot pot today." From the freedom of the deep sea, now being grabbed by the neck and dragged up by humans, the life of an eel is tragic, but also hilarious. Shots. Look at the eel's round eyes, its skin covered in intricate patterns like a spotted mesh. Beautiful but incredibly fierce. The diver continued to hug the giant eel, his hands gripping its body tightly like he'd squeezed a jealous girlfriend. The eel thrashed about, wrapping itself around him, wriggling its huge head as if saying, "Let me go or I'll bite. Your hand off." He remained unfazed, his white-gloved hands stroking its skin, caressing it like a pet. Haha, stroking an eel at the bottom of the sea. Truly a case of, "I'm going to take you home as a delicacy. But first, let's take a few pictures for fun," watching him swim and show off his enormous package amidst the swirling fish. He's truly a hero of the sea. Folks, haha, the diver zoomed in, his face behind the dot goggles, bubbles everywhere, like, "I caught a huge one, guys." Then he hugged the eel tightly, his white hands gently stroking its skin, caressing it like a new girlfriend. The eel wriggled and squirmed, its long, winding body twisting around him. It was both pitiful and funny to watch. Like, "Your life is over, little one. From now on you're going to be a delicacy." Face with tears of joy. Cut to another wild eel adjusting itself among the coral, beautifully shimmering. But that's life. Self-preservation only lasts a few seconds in the dot video. Then, straight to the market. The huge eel was easily placed on a concrete floor, lying there yawning and stroking, and he pulled it out, measuring and stroking it. "How many kilos does this one weigh?" We're back on shore. Folks, the giant eel lay on the hot concrete floor, its mouth agape as if saying, "I give up." The fishermen crowded around, their hands not cutting me, gently stroking its body like a freshly caught baby. "Wow, this one's huge, probably at least 2 meters long." The eel still wriggled slightly, its tail wagging, but there was nowhere left to run. Then they pulled out a green basket and a mesh bag, and quickly tossed the huge thing inside. Oh my God, it fit perfectly in the bucket, looking at its head yawning in the basket, its eyes wide open. It was like My life's over. Tomorrow I'll grind it into eel porridge or hot pot. Right? And so ended the process from the bottom of the sea to action. Green plastic waste. Moving on to the milky, white eel. This one was plump, with shiny, slippery skin, and as long as a rope from the seabed. The fisherman grabbed it by the neck, dragging it lightly across the shallow floor. The eel writhed and screamed, "Let me go!" They were being violent, pulling it out like a tangled telephone wire. Haha, this eel was even worse than the previous one. A true level 2 boss. Afterward, they threw it in the blue trash can and went online, watching it wriggling in the dot bin, its mouth agape, gasping for breath, its eyes filled with injustice. You were a great runner. Now lie here and wait to be grilled or made into porridge. Little one, faced with tears of joy, the entire floor was covered in water. Everyone's hands and feet were sticky. A truly exhausting but incredibly fun experience. This milky white eel is terrifyingly long. Guys, it was writhing on the wet floor, its mouth gaping open as if saying, "I was just having fun in the sea. And now, this is what happened." We grabbed its tail and dragged it along. The eel writhed like a snake, its long body stretching around the doorway. Oh my God, look at its gasping mouth, its white eyes. Truly a life of hardship for an eel, faced with tears of joy. Then we put it in the red basket, while the other one was curled up in the green trash can waiting its fate. Our hands were soaking wet, the floor was covered in water, and the air was thick with a pungent fishy smell. This one's probably worth 2 years. We'll sell it all tomorrow. We joked as we worked. "Eel, you're really something. But for now, just be quiet and let them weigh it." Time for a decisive recovery. Folks, the fat eel was pulled out of the net and tossed with a thud onto a huge chopping board. Oh my God, look at that. Hunter's hand. It's like the neck of a friend who borrowed money and never paid it back. The cooked eel thrashed wildly, wriggling around in a dot circle, blood starting to splatter. He grabbed a large knife, swinging it up and down as if to say, "This could have been my livelihood all morning. And now you're lying here motionless." Faced with tears of joy. Around them, there was a lot of noise, onlookers, watching, and other guys with equipment working on something else. This huge, milky white eel will surely become a hot, sought-after delicacy tomorrow. The wooden, cutting board has become a battlefield. Folks, blood stains everywhere. The carpenter's hands move swiftly, one hand firmly holding the struggling eel, the other swinging the knife, chopping away with a bop, bop, bop. The huge, milky white eel is chopped into dot pieces, this pinkish white flesh exposed, still twitching. The carpenter walks back and forth as if relaxing, then continues chopping. "Stop struggling, you little thing. I'm doing dangerous work here." Faced with tears of joy. After each piece is chopped into a red light. Next to it are the coins ready to buy. From the bottom of the sea, it automatically becomes a delicacy in a flash. The life of an eel is truly incredibly short. Oh my God, back to the sea. Fat, green eel is shrinking among the coral, the skin glossy, his body strong and supple like a dragon's tail. Look, it's hunting. A green fish quickly darts past. The eel spits out its bird's nest-like mouth and snaps it up. The fish struggles in its mouth, its eyes wide with disbelief, as if saying, "What a terrible day." Faced with tears of joy. Another warning. A school of goldfish curled up. The coral is full of life. The seabed is white sand. Another black eel emerges from its burrow, its head raised, observing the world. From automatic cooling systems like something out of a documentary, to devices that pull you up onto a chopping board. Truly a tragicomic tale of eels. A plump, green eel glides comfortably among the coral, its body as slender as jade, its head looking down on the world with fierce determination. Look, it's chatting with the small fish, its mouth wide open as if to say, "I'm the boss here. Anyone who dares come near me will be scared away." The golden fish circle around, a scene as beautiful as a Discovery Channel movie. Then the scene abruptly cuts to the market. Water rushes down like a waterfall, the workers meticulously cleaning the fish after butchering it. Blood, goo, and internal organs fly everywhere. The eel, once the king of coral, is now clean raw material waiting for customers. It was pouring rain, and the dot fisherman, clad in a yellow raincoat, stood hunched over on the dot deck, the waves crashing violently. The entire boat was overflowing with fresh seafood, fish, squid, crabs, lobsters, all mixed together. The crew pulled in the nets and sorted the catch, the rainwater mixing with heat water in dot torrents. One man, wearing a red hat and orange jacket, attacked the person opposite him, while another, wearing a green hat, hunched over. "Oh my God, today's catch is amazing," he shouted, his voice drowning out the rain. From eels sliding freely on the seabed to mussels lying on the stormy deck, the life cycle of these aquatic creatures is truly a short, tragic series. Late at night, on the deck, a fisherman in a black t-shirt stands, busily repairing a net, the distant lights twinkling, the huge, heavy net, the chains clanging. Truly a case of going to sea means hard work. Cut to the cabin. The dot captain, wearing a hat and with a round face, sits posing, frowning. As he speaks, "Toto didn't catch much today. I'll try harder tomorrow. Oh my God." He looks like he's confiding in his wife after losing a bet. Then dawn breaks. The sea is open for fishing. The waves recede. Back ashore are huge green barrels overflowing with fish, eels, and flying fish gasping for air. From free-roaming lymphatic creatures at the bottom of coral reefs to those waiting in barrels for customers, the life of a fisherman is truly a long, hilarious drama. A yellow-spotted eel is flitting through the coral reefs, as friendly as Dragon Bay. Look, sticking its head into the rocks to hunt, its eyes red and glistening as if saying, "I've spotted a tasty morsel." Another bird, its beak clutching a small, struggling fish, eating live fish. Folks, the small fish scatter in a frenzy. "Oh my God, the big eel is coming. Run!" From the stormy deck of the ship down to the peaceful seabed, the flood of eels continues its dot gangster Life is truly a never-ending series of tragicomic events. The big boss eels are back in their dens to ply their trade. A gray polka-spotted eel is lying in ambush in a crevice in the rocks, only its head peeking out to stare menacingly at the world. Look, it's hugging a struggling squid, its tentacles flying everywhere. "Where do you think you can escape me, you little brat?" Its mouth tightly shut, its eyes bloodshot as if in a bloodthirsty frenzy. Another scene shows it slithering in and out of a cave, its body writhing among the coral, small fish scattering in panic at the sight of its shadow. Oh my God, the big boss eel has woken up. Truly the underworld's best men. 24/7 they only know how to eat and hide. The eel's life cycle is a never-ending action comedy. The drama at the bottom of the sea is reaching its climax. Polka-spotted eel, lurking in a dark cave, suddenly bites a squid. The squid's tentacles thrash about, white and blue flying everywhere, but the eel's mouth grips it tightly like a vice. "Swallow it, kid. Today I'm craving fresh squid." The eel's eyes gleam, its body wriggling as it drags its prey deeper into its cave. Small fish swim around, a mixture of fear and curiosity. Wow, what did the boss eat today that's so intense? From top-notch hunting to lying still in a crevice digesting, these eels are truly professional predators. They eat until they're full, sleep and wake up to continue their crimes. The tragicomic drama of the ocean never ends. The ultimate battle. The polka-spotted eel gripped the octopus tightly, his tentacles thrashing wildly. The squid spewed out pitch-black ink, like the exhaust fumes of an old motorcycle, making the surrounding water murky. Why bother spewing ink? You're still in my mouth. Little one. The eel shook its head, its eyes wide with rage. The scene cuts to the aquarium. Lionfish waved their venomous fins, intimidating everyone, while the eel swam among the white sand. From hunting wild prey in the open sea to lying in a glass tank, the life of aquatic creatures is truly, today I'm the king of coral. Tomorrow I'm a meal, a tragicomic situation. The scene shifts to the boat at sunset. Two fishermen stand suspended in the twilight, pulling in their nets, reeling in their gears, exhausted but still trying their best. Then, back in the cabin, the captain, wearing a hat, sits there with a serious expression. Like, we didn't catch much today. Let's try a little harder tomorrow. The scene cuts to the deck, a chaotic pile of seafood, fish, eels, crabs, and shellfish. The crew bending down to sort through the seawater and blood. Oh my God, the nets are full of trash and bycatch today. From the dramatic hunt at the bottom of the sea to the arduous labor on the deck, this whole life cycle is truly a long, humorous documentary series with no happy ending for the fish. The sun blazed a brilliant golden orange. Two fishermen stood suspended in the shadows, pulling in their nets, turning the reels, their sweat dripping. Oh my God, so beautiful, but so tiring, one of them exclaimed, seagulls circling around him. Then, back in the cockpit, the captain sat there gazing into the distance. The scene cuts to the deck. Piles of fish, eels, and all kinds of fish were haphazardly stacked, water trickling down. The crew bent over sorting them, their sleeves soaked. From the dramatic hunt at the bottom to the arduous labor on the deck under the afternoon sun, the life of a fisherman is truly a never-ending cycle of going to sea means enduring hardship. The sky was gray, the rain and wind raging. The fisherman, wearing a red hat and a soaking wet orange raincoat, stood hunched over, pulling in his net. Seawater, rain, and seaweed dripped everywhere, the net heavy with fish, eels, and bycatch. Oh my God, the net is as heavy as lead today, he exclaimed, seabirds circling around, eager to feed. Another man in yellow also struggled to help. The deck slippery, water pouring down. From majestic eels hunting squid at the bottom of the sea, they now lay sprawled on the deck, being dragged along by their crew. The life of a fisherman and the life of a fish is truly a mix of hardship and irony. The storm raged, the deck like a waterfall. The fisherman, hunched over in his red hat, pulled in the net, water and seaweed cascading down from above. Seabirds circled noisily, waiting for scraps to feed. Oh my God, the net is heavy as lead today, full of fish and trash, he shouted, his hands and feet soaking wet. The scene cuts to the hold. Piles of fresh fish lay scattered in blue and red barrels. The crew in orange uniforms bent over sorting them, water trickling across the floor. From majestic eels hunting at the bottom of coral reefs, to now lying sprawled waiting to be put into barrels. The life of a fisherman and seafood is truly a never-ending tragicomedy. Inside the damp boat cabin, several fishermen in orange-yellow raincoats hunched over, working. One man, wearing a green hat, was pulling a chain, while the other two stood gazing out at the sea, rainwater still dripping from the hanging nets. Piles of fresh fish filled the red and blue barrels. The deck was slippery, the chains clanged, and the smell of the sea was strong. Hey guys, we've got a pretty good catch today. Keep going! Someone shouted amidst the engine noise and crashing waves. From majestic eels hunting prey at the bottom, to now lying scattered in barrels waiting. The life of a fisherman is hard but also joyful, with a continuous, humorous display of getting rich from the sea every day.